Hello, today we are going to learn how to write precis. Now the word precis comes from the word procedure, which means to cut short or shorten. Now the question arises, what is to be shortened or what we should cut short? We should cut short the given text which we are required to do the precis of. How to cut short? Can we just pick up some words, some sentences and write in the answer sheet? No, absolutely not. While cutting short or shorten, or when we are going to write a precis of a given text, what we must do is to read the text repeatedly. After reading the text repeatedly, we should first omit or elide what the examples and references. These are the external trappings which are given to substantiate the point. So there is no need to include reference and examples. They should be omitted at first. Secondly, out of what remains, we should pick out the central idea of the given passage and write into the answer sheet in our own words. Own words is very important because you cannot pick some key sentences from the passage and copy it into your answer sheet, and then your precis writing is not complete. The language should be your own. Some people try to be over smart. They just pick out some key sentence and write it in the answer sheet and expect to score marks. But this, if you do this, it will bring you a big zero. The examiner will write the remark that copied from the text and will award you big zero. And after the publication of the result, you will just scratch your head to think, how did you score so low? Because you expected some marks in the precis, which is not given, because you have not used your own language while writing the precis. Precis is just like what we call in Bengali bhabartho. ভাবার্থতে তোমরা কি করো, যে প্যাসেজ বা যে প্রদত্ত যে অংশটা গদ্যাংশটা দেয়া হয় তার মূল ভাবটাকে ক্যাপচার করো। Similarly, in precis you have to capture the central idea of the given text. Now the question may arise, how to form the central idea? The answer is quite obvious. You have to read the text repeatedly. Therein also another question arises, if we read the text repeatedly, it will eat up our time. Yes, and at the same time no also, because when you start practicing writing the precis, you have to read the text repeatedly, say for 10 times. But when you start writing, or when you must start mastering the art of precis, you don't need to read the text 10 times. The number of times you are required to read the text will come down. When we have completely mastered the art of writing precis, you just 1 or 2 readings will do, and I think you will have plenty of time in the examination hall to read the given text twice. So practice is most important, and another thing what is most important is to know how to write correct English sentences. So you need to learn what you need to master, what you have been taught in class 10, that you should write correct English sentences to write precis. Now precis is very important not only for HS syllabus, because if you don't pursue higher education in English, then nobody will bother you with the questions on Shakespeare, Keats, Wordsworth, etc., etc. But in whichever stream you study, you need to learn the precis, because whenever you are going to appear in a competitive examination, you will be asked to write a precis. It does not matter which stream you belong to, you will be asked to write a precis, and in that competitive examination boxes will be given. Generally by rule, it is required to write the precis within 1/3 of the word given in the text. That means if the text contains 90 words, you have to write the precis within 30. So if the precis if you manage to complete the precis within 25, it will be excellent. But if it is 35, then it will be incorrect. The marks will be deducted because you cannot exceed the word limit. In competitive exam, there will be 2 boxes extra, 1 word for each box. That means if you can exceed the word limit, then you are at liberty to write 2 extra words, but not more than that. So if the words are 90 in the given passage, you must finish your precis within 30. Lesser is better, but the more is disastrous. So this is, and at the end you have to write a title to the precis. 2 marks are allocated for the title, and the rest of the mark, that is 8, is allocated for the precis. So this is the primary introduction of precis, and now we shall enumerate all the points on the whiteboard so that you can memorize how to write precis. And at the end, I can tell you that practice has no substitution. You just follow one class of mine, and if you think that you will learn writing precis, then you will be living in fool's paradise. The more you practice, the more you learn. There is no substitute for practice while writing precis. And if you are not comfortable in writing correct English sentences, follow the basic grammar. And I follow the basic grammar of writing, like subject, verb, object, sequence, tense, etc. But you need to master the art of constructing English sentences in a right process, in a correct process. Otherwise, you will be nowhere in the examination. So let's go to the blackboard to enumerate the points I have told you, so that you can remember well while writing precis. How to write precis. Today we are going to learn how to write precis. আমরা শিখব precis কিভাবে লিখতে হয়। First, read the given text well. First, you need to read the text as many times as possible, just to make sure you can form a central idea of the given text. Form the central idea of the given text, but don't mug up the text. But don't mug up the text. Third point. Now write down the central idea of the given text in your own words. 4. Elide all the examples and references. 5. Add a suitable title to the precis. Make sure your precis is within 1/3 of the given passage. Now your precis is complete. So you have to read the text as many times as possible in the beginning, just to make sure you can form the central idea of the given text. But if you keep practicing, you don't need to read the text as many times as possible. Your word limit should be 1/3 of the given text. It should be less than that, but it should not be more than that. So I think you have understood what I have written about precis. Now get going. Thank you.